Welcome to My-Soul TV. I'm Edward Adoo, and I've got a very special guest this afternoon. I'm joined by the lovely Sandra St. Victor.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad.
Yeah.
Welcome to London, and welcome to My-Soul TV.
Thank you. Thank you. We coordinated.
I'm loving that, seriously. Should we just try and
We're
sort of
coordinated.
do a little combo? Actually, no, I need to
brilliant.
kind of
This
bring
is
this
the piece
on, but-
here. Yes.
Yeah, here we go.
This is the
Look.
piece there.
That is brilliant.
Yes.
You can see this. We've got like some kind of really
It was like
cool
a
combo
simpatico
going on.
happening already.
Yeah.
Out of the box.
It's like we're part of the kind of hippie foundation.
That's right.
We're keeping it real.
Flower power.
There we go. Flower power. Exactly, the new generation of flower
Right,
power. You've
right.
seen it, you're hearing it first.
Yeah.
Tell me about the music. I mean, in terms of like your connections, the Roy Ayers, the Chili Peppers, the list is endless. I mean, you've got like an eclectic array of artists and sounds. Tell me more.
Well, I really don't classify myself because I like and I can dig into so many different styles. And I do think it has a little bit to do with a Gemini nature.
Two-sided.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
On a good day, it's only two. But musically, I'm feeling on so many different things. So I have had a lot of great opportunities to work with, alongside rock artists, even Henry Rollins. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Ziggy Marley and the Melody Makers, and of course with some of my icons, and Curtis Mayfield and Friend Shock. I mean, I've had a really, really great career to date.
Yes.
We're continuing on,
We're
of course. But so far, it's been kind of cool.
Do you think it helps sort of working with your kind of sort of icons and pioneers and having that eclectic ear in order to sort of to have a greater understanding of music? Because music
Yeah.
is part of sort of ongoing education, isn't it?
Always. I think as an artist, when you stop learning, you stop growing, and you stop becoming. Whenever you feel like I've done it all, seen it all, and then you're pretty much closing your own creative door.
Done. That's it.
Done.
I'm finished.
You know what I mean? If you feel like you're getting on stage every night just to performing your old songs and just to get to the after party or to get to the hotel afterwards, then
It's not worth it.
it's really time to like start digging it up and start refreshing the
Think
whole
of
thing.
another job.
Yeah, I think it's or just refresh your whole creative energy so
Yeah,
that you
yeah.
can come up with something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now let's go back. Take me back to the family stand.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my main connection with you and Ghetto Heaven. I mean, it's an influential. It's a timeless record.
Yeah, that
Let's
was
go back.
really
Take me
cool.
back.
Yeah, 1990. Actually, we recorded it in, I think, 89.
Yeah.
In the ghetto, in the projects, in Brooklyn. The projects were called Ebbets Field.
Yeah.
Ebbets Field were projects that were built on top of the old baseball field, or baseball stadium, where Hank Aaron made all those famous hits. And
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if that means anything in the UK. But, so yes, it was a historical place, and we were, the family stand, V. Jeffrey Smith, Peter Lord, and I. We did most of our recording in Jeffrey's apartment on like some godless high floor, and like I mentioned before, the elevator often did not work, and we often had to trudge
many
up
floors?
steps. I mean, literally, I think, I have to ask him, but I think it was like the 22nd floor or something, really.
Only the 22nd floor. How did you get the energy to kind of do that?
I
and
don't
every
know.
time?
If it were today, it would be like, well, baby, I'm not going to do the session today. But
So I need that glucose. Get me to the top.
Get me to the- It was, the thing. It's always worth it because
Yeah.
we always come up the three of us together then and now. There's a certain chemistry that you have with certain people, and when you get together, no matter how much time has passed in between, it's the same. It feels like you're just picking up from an hour ago or from last night, and that's how we are. And but that's how we came up with Ghetto Heaven. Just Peter was messing around with a melody, and and Jeff came up with a beat, and I had an idea for a bass line, and you start throwing it together organically.
Mm-hmm.
And realizing that, wow, I kind of got something, And Jeff's had little boys. He had like 79 children, and they were all in diapers at once. And the diapers
Literally
were,
79 children.
No.
I was thinking, oh,
Oh,
my gosh. I was
he's
like,
a big
this,
dog.
Yeah.
But
This guy is like a hard worker, isn't he?
oh, yes, he digs in. But he had a lot of kids, and they were all
Yeah.
in diapers at once, and the diapers were always drooping.
Yeah.
That's the vision I have of when we're writing Ghetto Heaven and
Yeah.
most of our albums, the kids running around in diapers. And if you see them doing this, while you coming up with something, wait a minute, the baby like that, wait a minute.
The
the
baby's
baby,
not into the groove.
if the baby's groove feeling it, what I mean,
Yeah,
then you kind of, because they hear music all the time.
Yeah.
So if something catches them, you feel like you're really on to something. But that was one of those things. And then the idea to make it 3 vignettes, the stories,
Yeah.
about where we are and what we see, what we saw on a daily basis, it really just made it very personal.
What was life like back then?
Now, here's the thing. I'm not as old as most people think I am. So this was not the 70s, though that is my favorite era of music. But it was the 80s. And we're talking the hood in Brooklyn. And that area is still the hood. There's a lot of gentrification that's happened in Brooklyn, but not in that particular area. You can still go see Ebbetsville. But yeah, it was interesting, a lot of broken glass everywhere, people living on the streets, you just don't care. That was the reality. I mean, I lived in Harlem as well, and I made jokes, but it wasn't a joke, but I can count off the top of my head 5 bodies that I have seen on the street just on my way home. I remember sitting on the stoop in front of my building with my daughter at the time, and I saw a guy run right past us. I'm like, what's wrong with him? Oh, somebody's chasing him with an Uzi. Okay, well, baby, let's go inside. Let's,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was reality. The crack houses across the street. I mean,
So, how did you manage to keep yourself sane and manage to,
Yeah.
with you and the rest of the crew from the family stand to
Yeah.
get Ghetto Heaven or to kind of pursue that journey?
I guess what I'd have to say, the difference that all the 3 of us had, and most of our friends, close friends, had were good parents. Parents that cared enough and taught you enough and paid attention to you, so that your influences were not so much without, but more within. All 3 of us had parents that gave us the right attention, also opened us up to music. Jeff's parents, loved jazz. Peter's parents. And my dad, I didn't even know he loved jazz. I actually, as a kid, when I was trying to be bad, I recall going into I was looking for liquor. And so,
As you do when you're a child.
I was a kid, So I knew every time they had a party, this little area that I just thought was like a sink.
minibar.
I didn't know it was liquor under there, but that would turn all festive. So one night, and when everybody went to bed, I went in there and looked in there. I was going to have me a little sippy sip. And you know what I found? I found a serious collection of jazz albums.
Wow.
And so one more life saved from alcoholism
Yeah.
by music.
And what kind of stuff did you discover?
He had Nancy Wilson. He had Ella Fitzgerald. He had Sarah Vaughan. He had June Christie. Like Ella and Sarah, I call them my musical mothers now because I got so much into their voices and their savoir-faire, and Nat King Cole and some Louis Armstrong. It was old classic jazz stuff.
But meaningful stuff.
Very meaningful, very meaningful. My dad had good taste, The first record, well, it wasn't a record. It was an 8-track cassette that he bought for me with Songs in the Key of Life.
Yeah.
So that was my first album that I had,
Yeah.
So I think that's a pretty good start for
That's
you want to put somebody on the right path to
On the
musical
tracks.
taste.
Yes, yeah.
That's what you give them.
Yeah.
So it was timely, and he was into great music as well. So if you have parents like that, I've seen the other end of the spectrum. A lot of kids that don't have that, and it can turn out very different, and that's unfortunate,
They're not listening to the wrong stuff.
See, they need to listen to some Family Stand records. Of course, Stevie Wonder, and some
Fitzgerald.
Ella Fitzgerald.
Quincy Jones.
There you go. Tell them. You know, boy, you could even throw some P-Funk in there. They were fun, you know what I mean? But there was a lot of stuff happening on radio when I was growing up that unfortunately we're lacking. Social commentary is just, it's almost taboo. You don't talk about things on the radio anymore, and I think that's sort of, that's unfortunate for our kids today that are being fed to grow up to take care of society later. Where is that going to come from?
I know, it's interesting, and I think a lot of tracks, like we're going to talk about your album, which again kind of explores those elements in terms of social commentary, but I think in terms of like the kind of the protest voice, music wise, I mean, like in the 80s you had a lot of tracks, but now not many people, it's more the other way around, where people are more kind of concerned about the way they look and about sort of possessions and you know, their bling, so to speak. So it's like, where's that sort of element gone? Where, you know, are there still kind of protest artists and tracks out there?
Underground, okay. Very, very low-key independent artists, but these artists are not getting the light or attention of an industry that can put them in the forefront. So what the promise was at the end of the 90s and the beginning of the 2000s was that the internet was going to level the playing field for everybody. And I think for a brief moment there it did. So you had a couple people that really capitalized on that, Annie DeFranco, and some people really garnered an internet presence just from internet alone. But it quickly it spread so fast, faster than anybody, record labels, promoters, agent club, any artists, anybody could imagine. So now it didn't really level the playing field. It sort of it clouded the playing field. It clouded the water, so that there's so much out there. People are overloaded. It's like, it's just too much.
Lost.
It's too much, you know. So how many posts do you see scrolling through the day that says, click this, check this, check this, check my new, check this? How many of those do you really click on? You have to see like 40, 70,000 times before you actually click, oh, let me see what that is finally. Yeah. But it takes a lot to get through to people now.
And most people tend to click on the tracks or the artists that are surrounded by hype.
That's exactly. So this is what I mean. And that hype is the reason you see it 40, 70,000 times. So if you have an independent artist who's just trying to Facebook and Twitter themselves to fame,
unless they're being supported by their friends, no one's going to know about it.
Right. So, and it can be very small, but the good news is that that can be a lucrative enough career if, you know, as long as you're not trying to have Pharrell status.
With the big hats.
I think it's the hats. It's the hats that do it. I want me a big Scooby-Doo hat. What is that?
Scooby-Doo.
What is that hat? Smokey the Bear. Smokey the Bear.
I'm not going to be able to look at like Pharrell, like, you know, if I get the opportunity to meet him, I'm just going to crack up and go,
Scooby-Doo!
Sandra said you've got a Scooby-Doo hat. And I will go up to him and I just, you know, whisper in his ear and say, Scooby-Doo! Dude. I might get, like, you know, arrested or sectioned or something.
His,
you know, for doing
security
that,
will probably tackle you.
And say, who's that crazy dude?
It'll be worth it. It'll be worth it because it'll be viral. It'll go viral.
Totally. Crazy DJ broadcasting calls Pharrell Williams. So I says to Pharrell Williams that he's got a Scooby-Doo hat. Yeah.
Viral. That's what you need right now. Seriously.
That's the next one.
Seriously. Yeah.
Tell me about the album Oya's Daughter.
Yes.
See, I love this. The way to pronounce it just sounds really crisp and cool.
Good. I want it to sound interesting, intriguing, and inviting. So, because people always ask, "What is that? What is that? What does that mean?" And then that's the invitation to sort of, you know, turn on the light, so to speak. To explain. Yeah. I was trying not to explain because it sounds so teachy and preachy.
You can explain. You can tell, because I think explain is a good term.
Okay. Well, Oya is a goddess in the Yoruban faith. The Yoruban religion is called Ife.
Originally Nigerian?
Yeah. Good. Hey, look at
See?
that. You up on your African
Listen,
religions,
yeah.
honey?
Well,
Work
listen,
it
my
out.
family are, Ghanaian. That's
Oh,
the
okay.
roots.
Oh, yeah,
So
no doubt. Yeah.
I need to know this.
You
these-
should.
This
That's
stuff.
right.
If I
That's
don't,
right.
then it
Yeah.
might be time for me to leave.
I ain't say that now. But Oya is the goddess of change
Yeah.
and upheaval. She's also she handles the door between like life and death. But when we say life and death, we mean again from one situation to the next situation. And so when I was writing this album, and not with any particular purpose or theme in mind, it struck me that each one of those songs had something to do with moving things forward,
Yeah.
positively, or even if it's difficult, we're talking emotional, socio-political, past, present, and of course, intimacy, relationships, stifling situations.
So the A to Z of life.
Pretty much, and each one of those songs is biographical in some sort of way for me. And yeah, some people ask me about, because they know the words, and they ask me about specific sentences, and I'm like, just your own interpretation, baby. Just whatever you see in it. It's fine. It's totally fine. But it's that album means a lot to me because it is very personal, and it's like, for me, it's when you finish a project like that, and with one producer, which is very difficult to do nowadays.
Because it was produced by
Mark de Clive Lowe.
Oh, yes. He was originally British.
Yeah, it was New Zealand.
Yes, but
he lived here forever.
Yes, he did. Yeah,
and now he's in Cali.
Yeah.
But he produced the whole album, and he is a beast. I tell people he's a mixture of DJ Jazzy Jeff, Chick Corea, and Johann Sebastian Bach.
Gosh, that sounds like a hot peri-peri sauce. Musical style.
He's dope. He's just really dope. The influences that he can pull together and just make them feel like they belong.
You feel at ease being in the
Absolutely.
studio. There's no complications. It's straight away. It's like, listen,
I can hear the track, and it's like, and we can click. We really do click. So it was really brilliant working with him. This, and as an artist, when you complete a project that you can be this proud of, it is like you take it and you can put it here, and you can sit back and be like, I'm glad I got that out. And that's how it feels. It really does feel like I did. This is something I'm very proud of. It's certainly nothing I did for, the accolades.
You weren't told to put that together. There was no agenda whatsoever.
Thank you. There's no agenda whatsoever. Yeah. It's just me.
Yeah.
Very happy about that.
Yeah.
Very happy about that. Yeah.
Do you think a lot of artists have that kind of creative freedom nowadays, or
no? No, I have a lot of friends in the industry, and I know most of them, if not all of them, are frustrated because there's a fear that this next record or project, whatever you're doing, could be the thing that steers you into obscurity. Mm-hmm. There's this major fear we have as Americans. This whole idea of being the biggest and the best and the most successful and the highest paid and all that whole idea of competition, I think is manic and dangerous, because it's not encouraging greatness. It's encouraging to this competition of trying to outdo, or it's not about finding yourself, speaking from your center, which is what the music we were talking about earlier did from artists, in the 70s and some in the 80s. This is what we're missing right now. This is why there's no social commentary, because people are afraid that, that might turn people off.
Or do you think there's an obsession to find the next big thing?
Everybody wants to be the next best big thing.
But also in terms of being part of that trend. So, for
Yeah.
example, it's like, well, this is, you know, it's like EDM or dubstep or
Yes.
whatever
Whatever's,
subgenre
yeah,
indie.
yeah.
It's like, well, this is here to stay.
So
Like in
let me-
American radio, you know,
Right.
EDM is now the mainstay,
That's
and
amazing,
even
yeah.
contemporary artists.
I'm trying to jump into there. Usher did it, and you know.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
back in the day, it was like contemporary ballad records, which were the mainstay
Right.
of
Right.
of mainstream radio. But
Right.
now it's like, if your track hasn't got a beat, then
Right.
it's not going to get played. And it's like,
Yeah, it has to fit.
it's got to fit. But
It
it's
has
like,
to
does
fit.
everything have to have a beat in order to get played on the radio?
Well, it has to fit into the format. And again, what I remember listening to was on one station. I mean, I could hear, I could hear Rufus, I could hear Ohio Players, I could hear Gladys Knight, I could hear Tina Marie, but I could also hear Queen. You know, I heard Talking Heads, I heard Elton John. All of this stuff was played back to back on one station.
Yeah.
This wasn't an internet station. It was no internet. So this was just what was
It was
the
a
main.
real terrestrial station.
It's a terrestrial radio
Yeah.
station
Yeah.
that was the main station in Dallas, where I grew up. And because we don't have that anymore on a large scale, artists are allowing themselves to be forced to package themselves to fit into the format.
Mm-hmm.
And the very sad thing about that is that it's a very, very small format. So only, you know, 100% of us are going to get to that little, even if you do sound like it.
Yeah.
You know, so I always say, man, go for the jugular as opposed to
Yeah.
go for your spiritual jugular, creative jugular, and pour your heart into what you do, because what I believe is that there's always somebody that can connect with truth. When you're trying to be something, then you know. But if you're real, you're
Feed
gonna
it from the soul. From
if
the
you
heart.
if you feel it, somebody else gonna feel it.
Yeah.
And you'll find your audience, and I think that's what sustains artists like myself. You know, I have a clear audience that, you know, they do stick to what I do. Will it ever be on the Miley Cyrus level? No. No.
Don't be doing any crazy twerking like Miley.
Oh yeah, you see my next video. I'm gonna, no.
Twerk.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Fortunately, my kids don't even like that stuff, so I'm like, okay, I did well. I raised my children well. Yeah.
What's your favorite track on the album?
Stuff Mama used to say. Yeah.
Why?
Well, because it's stuff my mama used to say to me.
Yeah, but you got to. Listen, you can't just hit me with that. You know, what did your mum used to say?
Well, you know, literally what I did was I wrote down, and I got in a set and talked with my sister and said, what else did she used to say? But she used to, I remember her telling me, be back in this house. You can go out and play, but be back in this house before the street lights come on.
Yeah.
The street lights was the alarm clock. If the street lights start flickering, you better
Game
run
over.
your butt, because if they go out and you're not back in the house,
Yeah.
oh, it's a penalty. So, you know, she used to say that, and she also used to tell me, and when I got a little older, now you just keep your dress down and your pants up. So, you know, I put that in there.
Wise mama.
Mama's dope, you know. And then she used to say, if you try to get sassy with her, she said, now don't make me jump down your throat and come out your ass like poison oak. So it's like,
you gotta rewind that. I'm sorry. That's like, you know, the phrase that pays. Go say that again.
Don't make me jump down your throat and come out your ass like poison oak.
I need that as a ringtone. I need that as a ringtone. That's brilliant. I love it.
That's my mama. That's my mom. So this song is that.
That's yeah.
Just everything I said in there is stuff my mama used to say.
Wow. I love that. Oh, that is incredible. So you're in London. Obviously, you're doing the whole kind of promo for the album and the concerts, the big one on Sunday, Hackney Empire.
Yes, a
Have you been to
beautiful
Hackney
theater.
before?
Yes, I did it years ago with Daughters of Soul.
Yeah.
That's another project of mine, and I love the theater. Beautiful space.
Have you had a
Sounds
chance
wonderful.
to check out, like, you know, the local surroundings like Dalston, Stoke Newington, and Hackney Wick, or just
really.
Mare Street and Hackney? And
Yeah, I didn't
where the
really get
Empire is?
to. We did go to a Jamaican restaurant. I always make my way to a Caribbean spot
Yeah.
at least once when I come to London. But I come to the UK.
Yeah.
And I will this time as well.
I've got some recommendations, but
Do
not in
you?
Hackney. There's a great Caribbean takeout or Caribbean takeout place.
Caribbean, okay.
Caribbean
Yeah,
takeout
man.
in Camberwell.
Okay, I see.
So,
Owen might know.
I might actually go
Okay.
there after this interview.
Oh!
Do some nice, like, you know,
Get rid of
rice and peas.
that salmon and potato I had earlier that I was telling you
listen,
about.
they're much better than that. They're not
my
going to
God.
step on that level.
Okay.
Back to Hackney. So
Yes, that's
you're there on
Sunday.
Sunday.
Sunday,
So yeah,
May 11th.
you've got to check the local, the local places as well. Like if you've got some time
Yeah.
before you go on
What's
stage.
going on over there?
Just got to see what it's like.
Okay,
You know,
okay.
Shoreditch,
Okay.
Bethnal Green.
Yeah.
You got to see these places. You can't just roll to to
Okay.
Hackney Empire, do your thing, and then leave.
Yeah,
You got to see what's going on around.
No doubt, no doubt. I definitely plan on going to Brixton Saturday. Check
Okay.
that out. But I didn't really know there was much happening. Okay, Hackney is an area itself.
Listen, Hackney
Okay.
is there's a lot going on.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm definitely going to do it because I love the space. Really great staff working there,
Yeah,
and the sound is beautiful.
it's really good.
Yeah, it's
And
going to
what
be
we're
nice.
what are we gonna be able to expect on the day? What have you got
yeah.
lined up for us?
Well, here's the thing. I mean, it's Kanye Doss and
Mm-hmm.
myself, and we both pride ourselves on having this sort of music that reaches into you, and it's not music that is thrown at you. It comes to
It's not for the twerkers.
No, you'd be hard pressed to twerk on it. It would be interesting, but no,
Yeah.
this is for people who really want to come out. It's not a concert. It's an experience.
Yeah.
And the setting is perfect for what the two of Kanye and myself do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be really a nice, sweet setting to come out and feed your soul.
Mm-hmm.
Very much looking forward to it. Very much looking forward to it.
And in the future,
Oh,
I'm just going into my kind of Nostradamus kind of Edward Adoo kind of special ball.
Yeah.
Thinking, the future. What is going to happen?
Well, very shortly in the future, I've got the EP, the remix EP of Oya's daughter. It's called Eternally.
I'm still touching that future box. Please continue.
What else do you see? Do you see DJ Spinner in there?
Yes, I did. DJ Spinner, Eternal.
That's it. DJ Spinner did.
like I'm typing, but I'm not. It's the special
No,
box.
I see the
You see what I'm doing?
electricity.
The
It's coming through.
electricity's
I
coming
see it.
through.
So he did Eternal, which
do the eyes as well,
smashed. He smashed it. And Nicolay from Foreign
Nicolay,
Exchange.
wow.
Yeah, so we got this remix in Ty Macklin, and we've got a fabulous
stops now.
QB.
It stopped.
It stopped.
It's saying that you've got all the information, so I just need.
There you go. Oh yeah, I got it for you.
Brilliant.
You know, and this is what I was telling you earlier. On this remix EP, I'm putting a bonus cut on there, which I have decided my next mission.
Yeah.
My next mission, before the year is out, I want to see a change in the lowness that our brothers wear our pants.
Oh my gosh.
So I just no, you good.
Am I good?
I don't see anything I don't need to see. That's all I'm asking for. There's the bonus cut is called Pull Your Pants Up.
Pull your pants up. See, I don't have that problem.
I
I
don't,
see that
you
a
know,
lot when I'm on the
it's-
tube, on
man,
the bus, I'm
I
walking
just-
around the site. So, dude,
Really?
I can see your boxers.
Do
And
I
that
need to
is
see
wrong.
that? Do-
Exactly.
do
And
I
sometimes
need to
it's
see
a
that?
bit, it's a bit of an issue there because you're thinking you so need to get over to the laundrette.
Okay,
I don't want to be seen that.
it's way
Rank,
too much information.
rank.
It's way too much
That's
information.
what I have to see when I'm out and about. And
Yeah, I don't like
think
that.
that's right. So
It's
again, I
not.
think there should be a campaign.
That's what I'm
Pull
saying.
Your pants
I'm saying.
up.
So this is my next thing. I pull your pants up. Pull your
Yeah.
pants up.
Yeah.
You know, so we got that
I can
bonus
see that
cut
Instagram,
video.
Facebook campaign. We should
We're gonna do a video, and
Pull your pants up.
I'm literally
You hear that?
thinking about
Pull your pants up.
driving through Rotterdam and Brooklyn and just getting out the car and pulling people's pants up, running back car for the video.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, it's going to be great because people.
But there is
will
a
hear the
problem,
song.
isn't there?
It really
Especially
is.
with the,
It
not trying
really
to be
is.
kind of sort of, prejudiced, about age, but I think it's
No,
definitely
it's
the
not.
kind
It's
of
the
younger
younger
generation
kids.
that they think it's cool
It's
to
not cool. You can't. I mean, you think you're hard. Come on, just
pull your pants up.
you look like Justin Bieber. Okay, he wears his pants low. How hard do you think you are right now?
Yeah.
So, and it's like, gangster, dude, you can't run. You can't run from you. How are you gonna run from 5-0 and your pants are like you have no?
Pants are gonna come down. And then what happens? That's the most embarrassing moment.
Seriously.
It's like, dude, pull your pants
Pull your
up.
pants up. Pull your pants. And I'm not trying to sound like the old man. Like, get off my lawn, you little whippersnappers.
Yo,
Get off my lawn. But I do
Love the
think.
impersonation. That is brilliant.
Thank you. Get off my lawn. Whippersnappers. No. I can see
Gonna
you.
stick in my head now. I'm gonna be going, on my way home. Yo, pull your pants up. How dare you?
Disrespectful. I'm not trying to be that, but I have to say something.
You've got to.
We gotta say
People,
something.
pull your pants
Come
up.
on, that's the next one.
Any more campaigns? Pull your pants up.
Oh, the mind is always working. Then my next campaign after that is going to be to get you to cook.
Wow. Okay. Put that
Boom.
on camera.
Okay.
See, earlier on we were talking. I've got a bit of a problem that I don't actually cook regularly. I use, basically buy, processed packaged food and go to eat out at a lot of restaurants. So,
Grown man,
Sandra,
come on, man.
I told Sandra, and she baited me up, and so Sandra's going to help me to cook, and hopefully things will change.
Okay. I'll write some things down for you. A couple of websites, I'll give you the addresses.
Cool. Website, Facebook, Twitter.
Yeah, SandraSt.Victor.com, of course, Facebook / Sandra St. Victor support, Twitter.com / Sandra St. Victor. I think I'm Solstice718 on Instagram, YouTube, Sandra St. Victor, I think. Just Google me. I love being Googled. It tickles.
It's been a pleasure. Sandra St. Victor. Please go and check her out. Hackney Empire. All the Facebook, all the details, Instagram. It's been a pleasure interviewing this lovely woman on Mi-Soul TV. Sandra St. Victor.